Somewhere in Deadlock's New York, there's a museum with no fixed address. It appears without warning, stays open just long enough for the public to file through, and then it's gone. Inside, under glass, are the things that were never supposed to leave their vaults. Stolen paintings and state secrets. The plaques don't credit a donor. They don't need to. Everyone in New York knows exactly who put these things on display and why. The why is the whole point. The museum is a message addressed to every government and untouchable institution on Earth. Nothing you own is safe. Nothing you hide stays hidden. The people behind it wear masks. They've given up their names. Each of them answers to the same word. And tonight, one of them is walking into the ritual beneath the cursed apple, carrying that word like a title. This is the story of a woman whose mask comes in the form of a faceless void. Is there anything human left of this woman? Or is she nothing more than an avatar for an organization? The official biography opens with a riddle. Paradox, it says, is an artifact of time. Paradox is also a thieves' guild, one that stages elaborate heists against the most untouchable targets in the world. Two definitions for a single word printed side by side, and no explanation of how they fit together. I want to think about the second definition first. The guild is the half we can see, because the guild wants to be seen. Its members take artifacts, state secrets, and even celebrity paternity tests. Its members exhibit what they steal at those pop-up museums where the public files past and the victims seethe from a distance. And the members' legend has already hardened into something like scripture. They are everywhere. They are nowhere. And if they want something, they are inevitable. The trophies tell you just how far the legend reaches. Ask Wraith about the Tome of Anubis and she'll tell you it's safe behind glass at the Met, right where it belongs.
When's the next event?
We're securing a few more items of interest, but hopefully the gallery will be open shortly.
Anything exciting?
Blackmail in Fairfax, the Ghent Altarpiece, the Tome of Anubis.
I thought that was at the Met.
Sure it is.
The upcoming exhibition, as she previews it, includes blackmail on Fairfax Industries and the Ghent Altarpiece, one of the most famous artworks in the world. Meanwhile, a hero named Raven claims to hold the tome himself.
I have the Iconopec jar. I have the Tome of Anubis. All I need to do now is summon the patron.
And the New York Oracle reports it surfacing on the city's black market.
The Tome of Anubis, once thought lost to the sands of time, was purportedly spotted here in New York's black market. For this story and more, pick up your copy of the New York Oracle today.
Somewhere in that chain of custody, someone is lying. Or someone has been robbed and hasn't noticed. With the organization, both might be true. Then there's the gun that killed Lincoln. Hayes wants to know if Paradox took Booth's Derringer, and the answer arrives in two parts. Personally, as a Scottish woman, she couldn't care less about American artifacts. And also, of course we stole it.
Are you the one who stole Booth's Derringer?
This may surprise you, Hayes, but as a Scottish woman, I don't particularly give a shit about American artifacts.
What about Paradox in general?
Of course we stole it.
That shrug is the organization in miniature, because when Lady Geist asks how often these thieves actually gather, the mystique drops for just a moment, and underneath it is something almost mundane.
How often does your little social club gather?
A few times a year.
I'm assuming your ilk like to brag about what they stole?
We're a bunch of bored rich people. Of course we brag about what we stole.
These are people so wealthy that money stopped meaning anything long, long ago. And so, they moved on to the only currency left: reputation. The envy of the only peers they respect, which is each other. The museums and the blackmail parties are one long game of one-upsmanship, played out on a global scale, forever. So who is the one we meet? Strip away the guild, and what's left fits in a single breath. A Scottish accent, old money, enough that boredom became the family curse. A helmet that comes off at the end of the night, hung up somewhere in a home we will never see, by a woman whose face we will never know. She meets her colleagues a few times a year, she brags, she goes back to work. That emptiness is deliberate. Most of Deadlock's heroes carry a tragedy and a wound, some origin the story can hold up to the light. Paradox carries a void, because she carved it out herself. Nothing was taken from her. She gave it up freely. She walked into that guild with a name worth something and handed it over at the door. Even her power is a locked room. Dynamo, a literal professor of the strange, asks her outright how the time manipulation works. She smiles. She claims she has no idea, but in the same breath names her price.
So how does time manipulation work?
I have no idea.
That's not particularly helpful.
It's almost like I don't give away secrets for free.
Information costs money, Professor. And one of her own idle remarks draws the boundary of what she can do, almost as an aside.
Time travel isn't a thing. Yet.
Frozen walls of time, yes. Stolen seconds, yes. But not time travel. Not yet. A single word dropped like a coin down a well. Which brings us back to the riddle in the biography. This next part is theory, not canon. An artifact of time and a thieves' guild sharing one name. One reading is that the guild is named for something it owns, an object perhaps, and that the power our thief wields was never hers at all, only borrowed from whatever the organisation keeps at its centre. It would explain why her methods are a secret, guarded even from the ritual's scholars, why Dynamo gets a sales pitch instead of an answer, and why time travel is spoken of as a thing that hasn't happened yet, the way an engineer talks about an unfinished machine. Nothing in the game confirms this. It's simply what seems to me to make sense of that strange first sentence. And if you see something different, the comments are open. But while the theatre of paradox can fool you, her jokes stop the instant the guild is disrespected. Holiday teases her about falling into a vat of clocks, and the voice that answers has no smile left in it.
So, what's your story, lady? You fall in a vat of clocks?
It's not wise to mock Paradox.
Yeah, you're real spooky.
She doesn't say me. She says Paradox. It's possible that there's not much left of a me to mock. You cannot rob the world this long without running up a ledger of grudges. Half the ritual's roster is written in it. The oldest entry belongs to a widow. Some 50 years ago, thieves came for the collection of the Geist estate and left with a painting that belonged to Lady Geist's late husband. She never let it go. Cut her loose against Paradox in the ritual and the wound speaks for itself. 50 years she's waited for this, she says over the body. First her husband, now her. And when she confronts the thief directly, painting for ransom, grief laid bare, the reply may be the cruelest thing Paradox ever says.
I heard a rumor that you had one of my husband's paintings.
I wouldn't know, art's not really my thing.
I want it back.
I don't blame you.
I am not someone to play games with.
Lady, we already robbed you. You're exactly the person to play games with. If you want the painting back, I recommend that you try to find it. Good luck.
You want it back? Go find it. Good luck. 50 years of mourning met with a shrug and a dare. Whatever charm this character earns elsewhere, hold this conversation next to it. Then there's the detective. My first video followed Abrams as he pulled on the city's threads, and one of those threads leads here. He's been quietly investigating the Paradox organization, a case entirely separate from his troubles with the Tome of Oathkeeper, and the organization has noticed. She tells him so, almost warmly. They've been following his work. They like secrets, and he has a knack for finding them. And then the warmth is gone.
We've been following your work, Detective.
Who's we?
Paradox.
And why's that?
We like secrets, and you seem to have a knack for finding them. But a word of advice. Some things aren't meant to be revealed. Stop asking questions about us.
I'll keep that in mind.
Be sure that you do.
She wants the tome anyway. She tells him as much, standing over his body more than once. Seven's entry in the ledger is pure leverage. The guild has stolen the one thing a hunted man cannot replace, the location of his safe house in the tunnels. Paradox names her price in the open.
What is it worth to you to have your safe house's location not exposed?
Your life.
I won't be threatened by you, Seven.
And yet you just were.
You have until the end of the ritual to consider your answer.
And then, in a twist that tells you everything about how this city works, a later conversation finds Seven asking whether Paradox takes commissions.
Does Paradox take commissions?
No. Our jobs are based on individual interest and challenge.
But if I proposed something, would you consider it?
I'd be lying if I didn't say I was curious.
We'll speak later.
Blackmail in one breath, a business meeting in the next. The rest of the list reads like a tour of the city. McGinnis standing over the thief's body, hoping out loud that maybe now her lab will be left alone. The doorman of the Baroness Hotel, one of the few beings alive who has managed to keep her out, and she takes it personally. Celeste, complaining that these people keep coming for her horn again and again, an ongoing campaign, not just a single job. And then there is one house in this city that even Paradox will not enter alone. She asks Grey Talon to get her inside the Baxter Society's manor, and when he warns her off, her answer tells you why she needs him.
I'd love to see the inside of the manor house.
I wouldn't recommend breaking in.
Oh, I know what happened to the last member of Paradox that tried to steal from the Baxter Society. That's why I want you to get me in.
Never going to happen.
We'll see.
We're never told what happened to that last member. The guild that fears nothing lost someone to that house. And rather than write the manor off, Paradox is recruiting an inside man. The risk was never the deterrent. The risk is the appeal. Far beneath the city, the patrons are listening, and every hero descending toward them wants something. Paradox is an exception, because her wish is a mystery even to the gods. Her mind, the Hidden King tells her, is ablaze with possibilities, and he is looking forward to seeing which one she claims. Even the being she would summon cannot tell what she's going to ask for. What the patrons do understand is why she's fighting, and it's exactly what you'd guess. The Hidden King flatters her with the framing she wants to hear. This ritual is the greatest heist she has ever performed. Her chance to prove she is everything she claims, the envy of all her fellows in Paradox. The Archmother goes further and hands her a target. Steal the crown of the Hidden King himself and become legend. A god's crown, under glass, at a pop-up museum. And one line from the Hidden King reaches past bragging rights entirely. Summon him, he says, and the others in Paradox will finally understand why she is fit to lead.
Once you summon the Hidden King, The other members of Paradox will know why you are fit to lead.
It's the only glimpse we get of Paradox having ambition inside the guild's own walls, and her habit of reporting victories back to something called the Paradox Council tells us those walls have flaws, and a top one. So here is a second theory. The ritual is her leadership bid. Take the crown, then walk into the next gathering of bored, rich people holding the one trophy none of them can top. But not everyone down here is impressed. A whole chorus of heroes looks at what this woman can do and despairs at what she does with it. Kelvin mourns the gifts she wastes on petty theft and childish stunts. Warden says the same thing over her corpse in fewer words. Holiday waves off the whole time thief mystique as a petty crook with good branding. Seven sneers that the guild squanders its might on publicity stunts, and when Paradox insists they owe him no explanation, his reply lands harder than he probably knows. He'd settle just for her explaining it to anyone. She does have an answer, but she saves it for the one person who asks the question kindly. Dynamo, ever the professor, wants to know why she keeps stealing. Surely, by now, she has enough.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Why do you keep stealing things? Don't you have enough?
Why do you keep reading books? Haven't you read enough?
Point taken.
It's a better defense than it sounds at first. Paradox's critics keep assuming the thefts are a means to some end that they can't find. Her answer is that there is no end. The stealing is the thing itself, the way reading is. Whether that's a philosophy or a very expensive addiction is left for us to decide. But compared to the other characters in the ritual, Paradox has the most shadows. The story is still keeping a lot from us, and there's a lot we don't know. Who she was. We have an accent, a tax bracket, and a mask that comes off at home. Somewhere behind those three facts is a whole life, a family, a name that once meant something, and not one trace of it seems to have survived. What her wish is. Every other motive in the ritual can be traced to a wound. Hers can't, and even the Hidden King admits her mind holds too many possibilities to read. Whatever she plans to ask a god for, the game is keeping it from us on purpose. What the artifact of time actually is. The biography's opening riddle goes unanswered. The question of whether her power is hers or borrowed hangs entirely on it. What yet means. If time travel isn't a thing yet, someone believes it will be. A joke or a roadmap? We can't say. What happened at the Baxter Manor? A member of a guild that fears nothing walked into that house and something happened to them there. The story never says what, and Paradox's tone suggests she'd rather not either. Who actually runs Paradox? There is a council she reports to. There is a leadership she seems to covet. But who sits at the top, and what the guild ultimately wants, beyond the pure delight of the theft, remains sealed. Any one of these questions could crack open in a future update, a visual novel, or a single new voice line. Until then, they're open cases. There's a detail I've saved for the end because it reframes everything else. Paradox deals in identities. It's her trade. Her guild stole the location of Seven's safe house. Her guild throws entire parties dedicated to blackmail. And when she cuts down Pocket in the ritual, she uses a name nobody else in this game uses. She calls him Aaron. You can change your name, she tells him, but I know who you really are. The heir to Fairfax Industries, hiding behind an alias for years, and she saw straight through it. She knows everyone's name. That is the product she sells. And her own? She gave it away. Nobody stole it from her, and no bargain with a patron demanded it. Of everything in this story, Her true name is the one item that was never for sale. She handed it over for free, for a mask and a word.
I gave up my name to join Paradox, and it's a choice I would gladly make again.
There's no regret in it. Most heroes in this ritual are fighting to recover something that was taken from them. Paradox may be the only one fighting to celebrate something she chose to throw away. If you read her differently, or you have a theory on any of these open cases, the comments are open. Thank you for watching.